So this is the updated bonus sheet that I have going on right now. Just do a quick scroll for y'all homies. Bam. Cool. All right, so I want to talk about some like pretty specific stuff today. Mainly what I want to talk about is two math type of questions you'll see. So we are doing math today. Okay, and what I want to like put under the umbrella for all of this stuff is talking about if order matters or if order doesn't matter. That's what I want to talk about today, or at least for the first part of today. All right, chill. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Now, like, you have to think of it like two different concepts. Like, first we have like Dupreme, and there's like homies, right? Okay, and there are three spots in line. There's the first, there's the second, and there's the third. Similarly, we could have another thing where we have, let's just say, yeah, since I just bought pens, we'll do that. It's a pen, and that's a pen. All right. So yeah, exactly. I mean, Alan's coming in on it actually already, but I do want to talk about this because there are a lot of different problems on the test that have to do with one of these two things, and it's important to understand the distinction. Let's just say it's A, B, and C. To understand the distinction of them. So for this question right here, all right. Oh man, be in. All right, chill. So what's the answer to this question? How many orders can this line be in? And we're gonna assume that these are three different people. Hey, what's up, Jonathan? Okay, Alan and Jonathan are coming up with 6. So how did you guys get that though? Like, did you add them up? Did you multiply them? Mr. Imperfection says 9. What do you guys think? How did you guys get 6? Because 3 and 2 and 1 have a lot of different ways to get to 6. Okay, cool. Sleep all day until what's up? Sleep all day until death. Yeah, that's exactly it, man. 3, 2, 1, 3 times 2 times 1. Because there could be, looking at the 3 places in line, there could be 3 potential people to be in the first place. And looking at this like a chart, it totally makes sense. Because if the first person, let's just say is, let's just say is A, then it could be BC or then CB. If the first person is B, it could be AC or CA. And so what I'm doing here, AB, BA, is listing all the possibilities. And notice, it's the 3 people times 2, right? And so we could potentially have 2 dudes right here, and then there's only 1 person left, and we multiply them. And the reason why we multiply is it's 3 of these times the 2 things they make, or 3 times the 2 times the 1. Now, this one is a little bit different, because what if I said I can only bring 2 pens? How many potential pairs can I bring? 3? Sizzle Bean, we will be working on probabilities, but just not right now. So it looks like Alan is pretty certain about 3. Mr. Imperfection comes back in with 4. What's up, Mr. Imperfection? Excuse me, what's up, Mr. Imperfection? Yeah, so this is going to be slightly different, and that's why I want to like make a distinction in here. So for this one, if we start with A, we could potentially also have B, or we could have C. If we have B, now we can't put A here. Like with this, where we switch, we can't put A here because we already have that pair already kind of decided. And the order in this doesn't matter. If we have AB, that's the same thing of having BA. So we don't actually need it. We can just move on to C. And then if we're C, the only one that we haven't been paired with, well, we've been paired with all of them actually. So everything else would be a repeat. So how many potential combinations could this be? BC is 1, AB is 1, and AC is 1. That's 1, 2, 3. So the answer for this one is 3, where the answer for this one is 6, right? So, what's up, Michael? So it's like, that is the big difference between them. Did I put C 2 times? Yeah, I did. I put it here and here because it could be AC or BC. But I wouldn't put C down there because when I put A, well, that's already a pair. I put B, well, that's already a pair, so I don't really need to put C here, right? So, yeah. Yeah, so that's basically how you do that. Cool. So I want to talk about these types of problems and how I found them on the test because it came up often enough that I was like, oh, I think they might be testing this. Let's see. Okay, so here's the question. Let me write it out. All right, so this is the question, pretty much copied per word from the test. Okay? So give this a shot. Tom thinks it's 15. I'll put that down. Anybody else? Okay, imperfection comes in with 12. Anybody else? Okay, that's okay to guess. I mean, you're gonna guess on the SHSAT too, man. So don't flip if it's a guess. Okay, we got somebody. Leo is co-signing this 15 here. Sizzlebean co-signs the 15. Okay, Michael, take your time, man. I'll give you like 30 to 45 more seconds. And Alan, you're bringing up a very good point, my man, so I want to address it. You're bringing up a very good point. For the purpose of the questions that are on the SHSAT, they don't get too advanced. So if you feel comfortable, oh, Seth, that's right, my name's Seth. So if you feel like comfortable using, and choose R and permutations and combination formulas, that factorials and stuff, use that. But as far as what the limits of the math section are on the test, they don't go too crazy. Like in the handbook, there's only really 3 questions that talk about order and combinations and things like that. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna show you guys how to go over this. Okay. So if there are 6 cookies, let's just label them, right? Let's just say they're A, B, C, D, E, and F. Why these? Why? 'Cause it's easy. Okay, 30. So the big question you got to ask yourself, and I go back to this question, does the order matter or does the order not matter? And with these cookies, the order does not matter. The order no matter. It no matter, right? Because if I have cookie A and B, that's the same thing in my lunch as having cookie B and A, right? So yeah, I mean, that's basically what I'm going for. In my study guide, what study guide? Go over the answers. What study guide? Oh, the ELA one. So yeah, where was I? So let's just look at see what pairs we can get with this. So if we have A, what pairs can we get with it? Well, we can get B, C, D, E, or F, right? Now if we have B, we're not going to write A again because we already have that combination. So we start with C. I think you guys can see where this is going. If we have C, we can have D, E, and F. If we have D, we can have E or F. And if we have E, we got F, and that's our last pairing that's unaccounted for. So this is all you had to do to figure it out, and then now you just need to count the pairs. Now for E, we have EF, so that counts as 1, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How does that not, that does not make sense, actually. I don't like that. Oh, because I counted these up here. Oh, duh. All right. Don't put your diagrams too close, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, there we go. Hope you guys weren't like screaming at your computer. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, you got it, Jonathan, man. I'm happy to help you guys. You guys are hard workers. You're here. You're working on your time off. You don't have to be, but you're trying to better yourself, and I got respect for you guys for doing that. So yeah, that's how you do this one, right? So just kind of visualize the pairs and just make sure you don't repeat. Once I have CD, I don't need to do DC because it's already done, right? How do I know which one? Which one what? The test is in 10 days. Yeah, it's in 10 days, guys, so get excited. So just another problem like this really quick while we're on the same thing. Let's just say we have 5 socks. How many pairs can I make? Right? And I'm talking about like just making a pair of socks and throwing it into your suitcase. So how many pairs can I make if I have 5 socks? Like how many different pairs? Like it's tough because you have a left foot and right foot, but socks can go on a left or right foot unless you have like very Gucci socks that are like specific for your feet, but that's whatever. So how many pairs can I make? That's what I want to know. Hit me with the answer, boys and girls. Freedom is going to happen. So first ask yourself, does order matter or not? Order does not matter. So this should help you just to realize order does not matter. Okay, Seth came in with 120. It's pretty bold. Someone's coming else in with 10, okay? Sizzle cosigns that 10. Anybody else? All right, cool. That's the cosine I needed. Great. So let's talk about how this is done, right? The same thing as before, guys. Just make your pairs known. What am I going to say these socks are called? Obviously, I'm going to make them called the letters of the alphabet because they're the easiest to write and they're all different. So yeah, everybody's coming in on 10 now. Let's check it out. So if I start with A, I could then have B, C, E. Oh, did I skip D? I did. If you have B, and then you could have C, E, F. That's not really confusing to me. Dang it. If you have C, you can have E or F, and if you have E, you can have F. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you said 10, pat yourself on the back. Wow, good job today. So keep in mind, this is when order does not matter. What's another one that they did? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So now I'm going to do a really hard version of this, which is like the hard version of this you'll see on the test. And Seth, I'll get to the permutations, man. I'll get to that today. Let's see. 350 on math and 256 on ELA. What does that add up to? 5. That's a 600. Why are you scared? 600 is good enough to get into any school. So let me just rewrite the problem. I'm gonna like move it away so you guys don't see what I'm writing here. Uh, um, this is a long question. Dang. Wish I was typing this. Oh my god, it's taking so long to write. All right, finally. All right. So this is the question. Um, yeah. Oh, Mr. Imperfection actually brings up a pretty good point. Guys, if they say there's like 2 minutes left or 5 minutes left, whatever the proctor says, and you have questions that aren't bubbled in, you have to like make sure that you bubble them all in because you don't get penalized for guessing. So you have a 1 in 4 chance of guessing, and we're gonna go over probability later, but you gotta take it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Here's the question. Hit me with the answer. Okay. Yo, I'll be right back. All right. Chill. All right, Sizzle Beam's coming in with 63. A lot of people are coming in with 63. That's really sick, actually. Nice. All right, so let me show you how to do this, right? Since you guys all kind of came to it, there's really no point, but I just for, I guess, people who are watching later, I'm going to quickly go over it. So we have 7 different meats, A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how many combinations just of the different meats? And then we're going to multiply that by the 3 sizes, right? Because it's 3 different ways to have all of these pairs. So how do we do that, right? A could be B, C, D, E, F, or G. B can be C, D, E, F, G, C, D, E, F, G, D, E, F, G, E, F, G, F, G. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So that's 21 different pairs we could have. Then we multiply that by 3 because there are 3 different sizes. That's how we get to 63. Bang, bang, bang. Nice, guys. Nice. That's really good. Really good. All right. So cool. Now let's talk about when order does matter. And the one question that I want to talk about where this is from the test, and it can be kind of confusing just the way that they write it. Man, I'm so hungry, dang. Let me see if I can find it again. Also, if you have any questions about the SHSAT, you can just drop them into the chat or whatever. Let's see. What number was that? Oh, this was a grid-in. This was really good, man. All right, so give me a second to like eat an air sandwich. Air sandwiches are so delicious. Let me write this out for a second. All right, here's the question. How many 5-digit numbers can be created using 2, 3, 5, 7, and 8 without repeating a number? This is ripped straight from the handbook, so it is totally fair game. And yeah, Jonathan, there's tons of time left, dude. I mean, 10 days, if you study every day, you'd be shocked with how much you can get done, dude. Nice. So keep studying, dude. Take the practice test on my website, download study materials. If you take the ELA, if you download the ELA section off my website and then you give me your answers, I'll give you a diagnostic and I'll like break down what you know and what you don't know. I'll give you like a quick breakdown. All right, so 120, 120, 120. Man, you guys are crushing this. So good to see. We should probably move on to probability after I explain this. Really nice. All right, cool. So let's do it up. So basically we have 5 spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many potential numbers could fit in this first spot? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5. So any 5 of those could be in there. We could be 2 or 5 or 3, doesn't matter. But once we pick that number, let's say we pick 7, we can't pick it again. So now there's only 4 to choose from. 4, then there'll be 3 to choose from, then there'll be 2 to choose from, and then there's 1. Multiply them together and you're going to get 120. Some people in the chat were writing 5 exclamation mark, and what that is 5 factorial, which is basically this. 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 6 factorial is 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And this type of thing, the factorial thing, is super useful if you have no repetition. But what if I changed it? And what if I said, what if I just said this? What's the answer to this? How many 5-digit numbers can be created using 2, 3, 5, 7, and 8? Oh man, is it really the deadline already for the SHSAT? No way. No way. That is crazy if that's true. Maybe. Oh. Yeah. Dude, the registration deadline is October 11th. So if you have not registered, you really need to register. Uh, um, okay, so you need to go to. All right, so that's actually something we really need to talk about. You guys need to go to my. Oh, what was it again? Dang. It was my schools. My schools dot NYC. Guys, go here. If you haven't already, you need to check this out. And you need to register. Okay? So, yeah. So, yeah, go online. Dude, register, register, register. Yeah, it is tomorrow. Do you think it's stupid to retake it? No, I don't think it's stupid to retake it. I mean, what are you gonna lose? I mean, they're not unless you think they're gonna kick you out of tech. You know what I mean? Like, but if you want to try, like, who knows? Like, give it a shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You know? Yeah, Sizzle. You guys like better don't walk. Run to your counselor. Yeah, I don't think it's stupid. Also, I saw you on some other videos. Da, da, da. Yeah, Chen, I would register. Why not? Because I mean, what are you gonna lose if you're already in specialized? Do you just want to go to a different one? But if you want to stay, don't take it. I mean, but if you want to leave, you can whatever. You can take it. Yeah, but this is the link, dudes. You need to go and register online, myschools.nyc. The deadline is October 11, and it is October 10th today, so you are in the clear, okay? So definitely register if you haven't already. That's humongous. Yeah, will the results affect your spot in specialized high school? You know, I don't. That's a really good question, Chen. You should ask your counselor. You know, conversions. No, I never reviewed conversions. Dang. Dude, all of these high schools are a lot of work. I know people say STI is a lot of work, but I'm telling you, all of these high schools are a lot of work. But that's how you get stronger is by working a lot. You don't get better by like watching YouTube videos, or unless you're watching my YouTube videos. But if you're just like watching like Shane Dawson or whatever, like you're not gonna get better at school or whatever, get into a better college. Cutoff 570. Yeah, the STI cutoff is the highest one. Now, people may say that STI isn't the best, that they just have their cutoff score the highest, and that's why people think it's the best. I don't know about that actually, because I didn't go to STI. I don't know, but it definitely has the reputation of being number one for sure, and it's the hardest to get into by a lot. I think because people put it first the most. Yeah, dude, Rusam Paul, you got to get above 600. I hope you do, man. I really hope you do. I hope you get above a 700, right? Because I didn't go to high school in New York, so I moved to New York after high school, and I found out about the test because I was like tutoring the SAT and stuff, and I was like, "What's this test?" And then I just got into it. Yeah. So 3 tests in one day, Mr. Imperfection. All right. So now I want to talk about probability. So with probability, you have to like there are a lot of probability questions on this test, like so many. So the big thing that I think I've noticed is with replacement or without. So risk replacement versus without, and most of them are with replacement, or I'm sorry, without replacement. Most of them are, but it's something you need to be aware of because it could change your answer. The second thing we need to talk about is if there's more than one attempt, or like 2 attempts in a row. And the big distinction between these two, if you don't already know, is what would you rather me say? You need to get one, you can flip a coin once and get heads and we'll go to Taco Bell. Or would you rather me say you have to flip a coin 25 times and get heads every single time and then we'll go to Taco Bell? You would much rather just flip it once because that's a 50% chance. Every time you flip that coin, it's less likely that you keep your streak of heads alive. And that's why it's like important to recognize, is there just one attempt, two attempts in a row? Do they replace between the attempts? That type of stuff. And so we're going to talk about that. Basically, with probability, you just need to think of what we want, or the outcome, the number of outcome we want over the total possible outcomes. And so what do I mean by that? Oh man, I get to use my colored pens now. Yeah. So let's just say we have a box and we like have some balls in it. All right. So my question, kind of a basic question, is what is the probability we get blue? Just randomly picked from this box, what's the probability we get blue? Yeah, we can talk about line segments. 2 out of 5 coming in. 4 out of 10. All right. Oh, 4 out of 10 is 2 out of 5. Movie talk, you got to reduce your fraction. Mr. Imperfection, got to reduce your fraction, dude. Although, I mean, you guys are technically right. Yeah, exactly. There's 4 blue ones and there's 10 total, right? So here's my question to you now. Blue, then without replacement, get another blue. All right, so here's the new question. What's the probability we get blue and then without replacement pick and get another blue? What are the subjects? Yeah, Aztecs, right. English, math. More specific, grammar, and then reading comprehension, editing, and then math, which is algebra 1, probability, rate, geometry, like very simple geometry, angles. So we got some Mr. Imperfection. Wait, what did that person say? Sizzle thinks it's 4 billion, 4 billion over 4 trillion. That cracks me up, man. Yeah, it's 4 billion out of 4 out of 4 trillion. That's the probability this happens. All right, so yeah, there will be one poem. And dudes, just I gotta hit it again. Are you looking for more ELA study material that is going to be very similar to what you're gonna see on the test? Go to my website, tylertutor.com, and download my ELA section. If you send me what your answers are, I'll give you a diagnostic and I'll tell you what you know, what you don't know, what you need to work on, all that good stuff. Yeah, and there's poetry on this. There is like old vernacular narratives on this. There is editing on this. There are biographies on it's like the Gucci of test prep ELA sections that you can work on. So just find figurative language. Oh yeah, but figurative language is hard to find, man. You have to like kind of like deeply understand poetry and like what they're going for. Okay, cool. So let's talk about this one. So the probability that we get blue on the first rip is totally correct. And you guys were right. It's 2 out of 5 because there's 4 blue ones and there's 10 total, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So what about the second one? Now, this is reduced, right? But if we get our blue the first, now there's no longer 4. There's only 3 possible, right? And now there's no longer 10, but there's only 9. So now we can multiply and we get 6 out of 45, and we can divide that by we can divide that by 3, and what we'll get is 2/15. So that's the answer. Did anybody get that? Leo did. Nice. Nice. Yeah. So guys, that's what they mean. Mr. Imperfection, did you say that? Did you? 2 out of 15. I see Leo said it, and that's it. And then I see that Sizzle Bean said 4 billion over 4 trillion. Man, that's funny. I don't know why that cracked me up so hard. Yeah. Yeah, you forgot to multiply. So let me give you another problem like this so you guys can see how they do this to you. It's important to make sure that your denominator changes because it's so confusing because it's reduced. But it was 4 out of 10 and then 3 out of 9 because once you got our first blue one, there's only 3 left. And now there aren't 10 left, there's 9 left because there is no replacement. Without replacement, we don't replace that blue ball right back in there. Probability? Yeah, we are doing probability. Check the fresh. Okay, so then let me give you one that they did on the test itself. Where is it? I did all these screen grabs to get ready for you cats today. Nope. Let's see. You got 1 out of 24. How did you get 1 out of 24? That's 4 out of 10. That's 12. Yeah, I don't know how you got 1 out of 24, man, to be honest. Okay, cool. So, where is it? Oh, I didn't look at any of it, probably. Oh, that's right. Okay, hold on. Let me do a quick search here. I screen grabbed all the combinations, but you guys blew by that so fast. Okay, great. Here's a good one. I'm going to write it out, and then you guys can do it. Um, I wish I could type this. Oh my god. I'm almost there, guys. Ah, dang it. Ugh, finally done. All right, here we go. In a hole in the ground, there are 10 cards, 4 red and 6 are blue. Assuming that the gopher who lives in the hole does not bite your hand off because you are too quick, and if 2 cards are selected at random without replacement, what is the probability that both cards are not blue? That's fine, I don't care. What is the probability they're not blue? Okay. Okay. 2/15. Okay, 2/3, 1/3, 1/3. People co-signing. So answers seem pretty scattered on this one, man. Huh. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, links. You coming with an answer? Yeah, this is a hard one, guys. This is from the test. So, like, I mean, I did change it a little bit, but as far as as far as the problem goes, this is from the test. So this would be good to work on if this type of stuff would be good to work on because there are a lot of probability questions on the test. I mean, I think they're going to be. There's a lot of probability questions in the handbook, so it leads me to believe that there's going to be a bunch on the test. All right, 215. All right. So unless you guys are like totally stuck, I want to go over this now and I want to like see how you guys are doing. All right. So we just need to think about probability. And keep in mind that probability is the number of outcomes that we want. I take this blue ball or this blue ball or this blue ball. It doesn't matter to me. I just want one of them. Over the possible outcomes, which is all of these. Keep in mind, probability is the outcome we want over possible in outcomes. And when we have two probabilities with two reaches, we multiply them together. Yep. All right. So how do we do this? Well, what is the probability that the first one we get is red? Because keep in mind, not blue. There's that curveball if you didn't see it. So the probability that the first one we get is red is 4 out of 10. Assuming that we get the red one that we want. Now, there aren't 4 red ones in there, there's only 3. And there aren't 10 cards, there's only 9. So this is 1290. Divide both by 3, and that's 430. Divide both by 2, and that's 2/15. Bang. That's the answer. First chance times second chance. Link, that's perfect, man. That's exactly it. Yep, 2/15s. Let me double check my answer. 3/9. So I got 3/9 because remember it's what we want over what we don't want. So the first time there's 4 red and there's 10 total. So I put what we want the red over the total 10. Now when I get that red, I'm assuming that I get that red. There's only 3 left because I already pulled one out, and this says without replacement. So I pull out the red one. Now there's not 4, there's only 3, and now there's not 10 cards in that hole. There's only 9 because I didn't replace them. So that is the probability. But didn't simplify. Yeah, but I mean, hopefully, Paul, that like since it's multiple choice, you'll like be like 1290s. You know what I mean? How would you do it if there was replacement? Let's see, but it said 2 cards. Yeah. Am I streaming tomorrow? I don't know. I think I am, man. My schedule's been so busy. Like, kids are just like, can we have a session today? Can I put my free poem online? Nah, I actually don't have enough material to like make another practice test with a ton of poetry. Like, believe it or not, that poetry is like really hard to find because I can't just like write poetry. Like, I'm not a poet, so I have to like look online through like the archives and stuff, and it has to be under certain parameters. So if you want to work on poetry, definitely just try to like see if you can get it. Download that section, and then if you shoot me your answers, I can give you some diagnostic stuff as well. All right. Oh yeah, my handwriting sucks. Sorry about that. I was just so tired of writing. This is such a big question. When do we get points? Oh man, I totally forgot. Yeah, this is the bonus sheet. Who was asking about points? Leo? Leo, I don't think you're on my bonus sheet, dog. I can give you some though. That was solid. You go, Leo. I got you back, man. I'll give you 150 points, bro. All right. So now let's talk about. I don't need points. I don't need no points. You're good. You're independent, man. You don't need points. All right. So yeah, that's how you do this one. So let's just do another one like this. Let me make it a little bit harder for you guys. Just give me a sec. Gosh, what would this be? Ow. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. All right, boy. Boom, 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 boom. All right, check it out. Here's the question, guys. Okay, I'm gonna say that this one is worth 25,000 bonus points because I forgot about that. All right, we got some answers trickling in here. And I actually don't know the answer off the top of my head, so I just know that it should work out. So we got 2 answers coming in. What's up, James? These questions are easy, but dude, James, they're all over the SHSAT math section. So, make sure that you're rock solid on these, dude, because you don't want to like have a quick like mistake inside of your head being like, "Oh, probability is this." So, just make sure you're solid on these, man. Make sure that like when you do them, you get right answers and stuff because I have a feeling they're going to be on the test. 110 out of 462. And guys, I'd love if you could reduce this. That'd be great. 7 out of 42 again. Love if you can reduce it. Nobody's reduced it yet. $77 out of 662. All right. Yeah, dude, yeah. I think they're common on diagnostics because they were common on the handbook. There's like, I forget the number, like 5 or 6 probability questions. So like people are being like, oh, I guess it's going to be on the test. 110 out of 441. Where'd he go? 110 out of 441. All right, I'm going to go over this now. So I threw a little bit of curveball in compared to the last one. So there are 11, 7, and 4. How many is that total? That's 22. So what is the probability we draw a green frog first? Well, that's 11 out of 22, right? Pretty obvious. Now, there aren't 22 left anymore because it's without replacement. There's only 21 left. So now, what do we want? We want a blue one next? Well, there's 7. So a lot of you guys got these large, kind of lofty answers, and a couple of them are actually correct as far as I know. But one thing to keep in mind is that if along the way you're able to reduce a fraction, it might make your life a whole lot easier. So this 11 out of 22 is actually just 1/2. And this 7 out of 21 is actually just 1/3. So we get our answer reduced nice and easy, 1/6. Bang. Oh, you did 21 times 21. 21. Yeah, man, that's gonna crash you every time. Remember, it's the total amount. Total amount. How did I reduce it so fast? I don't know. Just 11 divided by 11 is 1, and 22 divided by 11 is 2. 7 divided by 7 is 1, and 21 divided by 7 is 3. So 1/2, 1/3, bang, knock it out. All right, so let's see. Who got that? Who was the first one to that one? Sing. Who was the first one there? Uh, 7 billion out of 7 trillion. Man, that still cracks me up so hard. I don't know why. Let's see. So it looks like Singh came in with the right answer first, and then Alan. Neither of you guys had it reduced, but honestly, I didn't say you have to reduce it. So I'm gonna just throw you guys both the points because I think you guys were on that same wavelength. Nice. All right, cool. So let's keep cruising. Isn't 1/2 times 7/21 7/42? Yeah, it is 7/42. That is correct. And if we have 7/42, what if I divide the top number by 7 and I divide the bottom number by 7? What I'm going to get is 1/6 anyways. That's the right answer. You know what I'm saying? All right. Quick multiplication division helps you? Yeah, totally. If you can reduce a fraction that you're working with, I mean, go ahead and do it just because it's going to be a little bit easier for your brain to go ahead and do that. Now, I had some question people ask about no replacement. So let's just do this really quick one. Let's just say there's like 3 red, 4 blue, and 2 white coins in a bucket. The probability, oh man, of getting 2 white in a row with replacement. So what that means is that it's like you draw a, what are these, coin out of a bucket, and then if you get the one you want, great, put it back in and do it again. You replace it. So what is the probability? Oh, Rindam, what's up, man? Yeah, you are a little bit late. Revolution problems. Yeah, I have dude, Mr. Imperfection, I got a Revolution video that is, I would say, pretty decent. It's like 3, I would say 3 out of 7. I would rate that video, so check it out if you haven't already. 1 out of 81, 2 out of 81, 4 out of 81. Okay, we got a little bit of spattering there. 4 out of 81. People are kind of circling in, co-signing that 4 out of 81. Best handwriting I've ever seen. It's bad. I know it's bad, but like, I'm going fast, dude. I'm trying to get you the maximum amount of problems. Say, place the white marble back. But that's what that means, with replacement. That means put it back once you grab it. So you grab it in a row, and then you replace it, and then you try to grab it again, right? Oh, before you solved it. Dude, moving too fast. All right, so I think you guys are circling in on it, so I want to go ahead and do it. So the probability, what we want is that potentially the 2 either or white coin. I don't know what colored coins, man. My brain is fried. I've been tutoring too much, guys. Seriously. Oh man. All right, so that's 2, and then how many total? That's 7, 9. Oh, I did it out of 9. That's mean. Okay, so then what's the probability? We get our white one, we're happy, we put it back, we're gonna try to get it again. That's another 2 out of 9. So whoever said 4 out of 81 first, let's just give that 10K bonus because I didn't say. Who said that first? Leo, nice, dude. Oof. Oof. Leo, my man. Nice, bro. Congrats. You should take a screenshot of this and print it out and put it on your refrigerator, Leo. I'm proud of you, man. All right. So yeah, if you did it too fast, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, Alan, you gotta you have like the larger concepts, like you know how to do N choose R and all that other stuff. But for the level that the SHSIT is you gotta make sure you get those right answers. Like, you gotta pocket all of the right ones you can get. You know what I mean? Cool. So yeah, that's basically it. So that's the probability that they're gonna have you do. Let me see if I can find. Mr. Imperfection said it first. Did I mess that up? Oh, you did. Mr. Imperfection did say it first. Leo, I shouldn't have given you those points, man. I already gave them to you, but I'm gonna give this to Mr. Imperfection, an additional 10K. Nicely done, dude. All right, cool. So yeah, but you get those points. You can keep those points, Leo. Good work, man. I'm happy for you, dude. All right, Bard test is too easy. We can win a T-shirt. Yeah, you actually can win a T-shirt. That's the only way you can win my merch. Like, if you want to support the page, I super appreciate that. Download some test sections and stuff like that. But the only way to get merch is through bonus points. Yeah. So yeah, guys, you guys only have like 21 more days or 20 days, or I'm sorry, not even that, 10 days, 11 days. So less than 2 weeks left before you take the SHSAT. So like, make sure you're on it. Let me see if there's any more probability ones I want to go over with you guys. Okay, there's that. Oops. Oh, okay, so this is a hard one. What's the answer to this one? Hold on. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do better handwriting on this one too. What would that be? This would be 12 over 16. That's 8. Huh, I got a different answer. That doesn't make sense. Alright, I'll throw it up anyways, just so you guys can see it. Paul is already guessing. Alright. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay, so here we go. Bang. Oh, Paul, happy birthday, bro. How would you describe Coke and soy sauce? That's random, man. Oh. See you later, Jonathan. Oh, Sakib, it's your birthday too, bro? Happy birthday, man. Alright, so answers are coming in. I don't know the answer to this one straight off the rip. Actually, I do. So remember to reduce. I want your answers reduced, guys. Alright, yeah, you guys are getting it. So yeah, this is basically another way that they'll hide probability. Guys, when they do this all the time, so stay sharp with this type of stuff. They say number of students, right? So that's super important to consider. So that means there's 12 students that have 0 dogs, right? So how many students have 2 or more pets? 12. So that's going to be on the top of our fraction. How many students are there total that we could pick from that we may want or may not? Well, that's 12 plus 12, that's 24, plus 16, that's 40. So 12 over 40. And if you were to reduce that, that's 3 over 10. So I'll give it to the first person I will give it to the first person who has it unreduced and the person who has it reduced. So that's a Rindam and Leo. Nice, guys. So how many did I say? Was that 60? Nice, Rindam. You're almost at a free t-shirt, dude. Congrats, man. You're so close. And then Leo, I'll give you that 62 because you gave it to me reduced. Very nice. So you're at 70K, Leo. You kind of jumped up there, dog. Really nice. Yeah. So okay, so Mr. Imperfection is exactly talking about what I want to talk about next. So what I want to know next is, what is the average number of pets? That's what I want to know next, guys. What is the average number of pets for this? And that's what Mr. Imperfection is talking about, multiplying that 16 times 1. I'm not going to go into it, but that's what he's talking about. Rindam is real cocky now. You're going to be real cocky when you get that free t-shirt, man. Yeah, and Alan, you're doing good work today, man. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. Okay, keep in mind, I'm asking for the average. So by saying 710, that you're saying the average is less than 1, which is fine. But that's just, we're not doing probability anymore. I actually don't know the answer to this question. What is the average number of pets in this classroom? What is the average? I don't know the answer to this. 45 out of 40. Okay. We got 10.5. A lot of different answers here. Mr. Imperfection, I would look at your answer again, man, because if you're saying there's 10.5 pets per student, no student has, that's a lot. A lot of students have no pets. So to say the average is 10, that's pretty extreme. So I would check your figures on that one, guys. If you're getting 10 or 12, 9 out of 8, okay. We got a lot of different answers on this one. Good thing we're going over it. Anybody else? Jessica Bailey, 10. You guys took the I made mistake. I made mistake. I mistake. We don't know. It says 3 or more. Yeah, it does mean unknown, but oh God, that's a really good point. Really good point. I'm just gonna say that this is 3, guys, just to make it a lot more sense. Who reminded me of that? 3 or more. Arindam. Yep. Paul. Exactly. So now we're gonna just change this. Now it's number of pets: 0, 1, 2, or 3. Really good, Arindam and Paul, pointing that out. Very nice. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Tell your friends about this channel. I appreciate all the engagement. Trying to get up to 1,000 subs this October. I don't know if I can do it. I'm really far away. 6 pets. 3.5. 3.5. Yummin'. 6 out of 40 or 3 out of 20? Okay, I'll take that. 3 out of 20. You are like halfway. Okay, to 1,000. All right, cool. Yeah, I know. I'm exactly halfway to 1,000. Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm gonna be famous. That's not why I'm doing this. I don't want to be famous. I just want to get monetized again. Yeah, and the more subs I have, the more streams I'll do, and that's ultimately the goal, is to get more streams for you guys to study. All right, so I want to go into this one. I want to show you guys how this is done. So these are very hard average problems because you have to keep in mind 12 students said 0. So when you're adding the test, like for example, if you got 100% and your buddy got a 0, the average isn't 100%. You have to add your 100 to the buddy's 0 and then put that over 2. So what you get is 50. Now, if you have 2 friends that get 0s, then you have to add that 100 to 2 zeros and put it over 3, and so your average is actually going to be 33%. Keep in mind, you got to add those zeros because they add down here, right? So that's what we're going to be dealing with, right? So 12 people put 0, so I'm going to represent that by saying 12 times 0. 16 people put 1, so rather than writing 1, 1, 1, 1, 16 times, I'm going to do 16 times 1. 7 people put 2, so that's just 14, right? 7 times 2. And then 3 people put 5, so that's 15. And that is all over however many people are in the class, which is 40 kids. So what does this equal? That's 0. 16 plus 14 is 30. That's 45 out of 40. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So that's 9 out of 8. Really nice. Wow, you got that really fast, dude. Who said that? That was Alan. Or who said that? Yeah, that was Alan who said it first. Really nice, man. And then the first person, then Leo was the first person to put it all the way, get it all the way reduced. Really nice, guys. Really, really nice. Nice. Good job. Mr. Imperfection disagrees in all caps. That's the way to do it, man. You know, if you ever have an email, an important email to write, CEOs and very rich people, they prefer that you write your emails in all caps. So whenever it's very important, write it in all caps, and that's how they'll know that you're saying it with some gusto. You know what I mean? Arindam, yeah, okay, I'll get you a bonus point for pointing out my mistake. You got it, man. I didn't actually have bonus points in this problem, so I'll just give you 1 extra point, dude. Congrats. So yeah. Oh, Chati, what's up? They copy work and claim it. Yeah, man. A lot of tutoring companies copy work. Like I've seen my worksheets floating around to different tutors and stuff. So yeah. Why you add Ray 0? Oh, because you have to add the 0 because 12 kids said 0. And that's going to bring down the average a lot. So you don't really have to have this, but you need to make sure you count those 12 kids down below. That's the most important part, right? Cool. So let me see if I can find another probability problem. Let me see. Do you guys have any questions? Like any open-ended questions? Rather than do like some extra stuff, I'd rather just like rapid. Who was reeing? Stop reeing so hard. But number of pets, not students. But the average number of pets, and then what's implied by that is per kid, right? Like if I were to say, what's your average score? I mean, average score per kid if I were to average it out. So that's kind of where that comes from. You need help with graphs. You need to divide by the total number of students. Yeah, James is right. Dude, Chati, you got a 56 out of 57? You lit that up. Where did you take that diagnostic? 51 out of 57? Are you sure that wasn't like too easy? That's a really, really high score. Yeah, James is explaining it really well if you guys have any questions about how this worked. That's a really high score, guys. The 56 and 51, that's crazy. Where did you guys take that test? That's nuts. 54 out of 57, that's really good. Now, Arindam is knocking the difficulty of the test, and that is something to consider, that, oh, it wasn't as hard. But, dude, a lot of my high-performing students, their biggest problem is something like this. Let's just make that a 1. Is something like this, just basic subtraction. They'll do this, and then they'll do this, and they'll get it right, and they'll give me this. That happens so much. So although you could say, oh, those tests are a little bit easier, I wouldn't call them fake scores, and I wouldn't say it's trash, because you have to make sure you subtract it correctly. You have to make sure you add it correctly. A lot of high-performing students know the concepts, but when it gets to actually doing the nitty-gritty like nuts and bolts, they fall through. So really, guys, if you're like feeling like you're really cocky, like doing really well in math, you got to check to make sure your subtraction is correct, because this is actually incorrect. The correct answer to this is just 56, right? Because once I take away from that 2, that turns into a 1. 1 minus 1 is actually 0. So try to, I mean, even though that may be considered an easy test, like still kind of pat yourself on the back, because if you didn't use a calculator, that means all of your calculations were correct. And so really, really, really make sure that you like double check like your divisions, you know, like your, this would be 4 and 24. And this would be 49, and that's 7, and that's 48, and that's 1, remainder of 1. So this would be your answer, right? Like that looks good, right? But it's actually incorrect, because 7 times 6 is not 48, it's actually 42, so you'd have a remainder of 7. And you wouldn't quite be done yet, right? You'd actually have to put an 8 in here. So that's something to think about, guys. Like really, really make sure that when you take these practice tests, or you take my diagnostic online, or even when you're doing the ELA worksheet that I have for you guys, like double check your answers. Make sure you bubbled it in right. Like you cannot give away any points. Oh, the tutoring center you go to makes their tests. Okay, solid, solid, solid. Oh, simple mistake. So I actually don't call these simple mistakes. I call these serious mistakes. Because if you were a mechanic and you like said, "Oh, this, you know, your car needs 47, you know, liters of gas rather than 48," or like if you only make my steering wheel like 47 inches like away from the axle and it needs to be 48, that'll like ruin a lot, right? So those mistakes I actually refer to as serious errors, because these nuts and bolts things are like super, super important to make sure you get right. So the bobbies, intense material. Let's see, revolutions. Yeah, I could quickly address revolutions, dude. So with revolutions, basically what they mean is circumference. That's what it is. Revolutions are circumference. Because if I have a circle and it has a radius of 7, that means that it's going to have a circumference of 14 pi, because it is pi to r, that's the circumference, or pi d, right? Which is the diameter, which is 2 of these radiuses. So that means every time the wheel turns, it goes this far. A lot of times for pi, they have you do it with 22 over 7. So really that's 14 times 22 over 7. And I like doing it like this, 14 times 22, that's all over 7. This can reduce to 1/2, so, or 2, so it'd be 2 times 22, and then it would actually be 44 feet every time it rotates. So every time this revolution happens, you're going to move forward the circumference of the circle, and in this case, the circumference of the circle times pi is 44 feet. So that's what they mean by like revolutions, that type of stuff. Yeah. Okay, questions on poetry. Yeah, poetry is really hard. What's really hard about poetry is that you have to like really kind of like get a feel for what the poem is going for, because they don't always say outright what they want. So you got to get really, really good at that. If you're looking for poetry practice, and then go to download, and you can get PDFs of ALA sections and take it, you know, give yourself an hour and a half to do it, because this is like very similar to the test. The material I get is pretty close to what the SHSAT does. You got to beat out the I just got here when I missed. Galaxy Unicorn, what's up? Dang. Let's see. On my area study thing, parallelogram with a slant in height. So just because this won't, I don't know if this will get brought up, but whenever you have a parallelogram, to find the area of it, I don't know if they'll do this. I don't think this will be on the test, but we should go over it anyways. The height is from one side to the other, making a right angle, right? And all that if this is the base, let's say, the area of this shape is base times height. That's it, okay? That's all you need for the area of a parallelogram. So if you can find the height with from one side to the other with a 90-degree angle here, 90-degree angle there, you're gonna get the area. Yeah. Yeah, what is cons, man? People always talking about cons, but I guess I never really watch them. Is that like the height was slanted? Mr. Imperfection. I mean, was it drawn slanted or was it meant to have a 90 degree? Because sometimes if I'm up late doing this stuff, I just like, that's straight. You know what I mean? I just get tired. Slanted height. The slanted height don't count. Oh, cons a tutoring center. Okay. Still don't understand the area of that. So it's just like this. Here's another quick example. Again, I don't think this is going to be on the test, but if this is 4 and this is 6, and I can draw a line from here to here with a right angle, and I say that this is 3, what is the area of this? Well, it's just 6 times the height, the base times the height. We can ignore this completely, and the area is 18 units squared, 18 whatever, you know what I mean? Arindam, you got some harsh feelings towards cons, man. And chill out, man. It's just a test prep. It's good for some people. It seems to not be good for you, you know. Bobby Tariq tutorial. Okay, cool. I've heard that name before. Very nice. Oh, it's expensive. Yeah. Wow. Well, if you guys are looking for cheap study materials, TylerTutor.com, and I can help you with when I grade it for you, I can help you too. Super cheap, and it's a legit SHSAT section. Yeah, I can feel that. You heard it because it's a good tutorial. Yeah. Well, I think I might have heard it from you, Arindam. Bronx Science have higher cutoff score than Brooklyn Tech. So, Chen, to answer your question, Chen, it could be because the school is quote unquote like better or whatever. But what it seems to be is that the more a school is put as number 1, the more that they can like raise their score and be selective. And so while most people put STY first, they can raise their score and be the most selective. So since Bronx is the only one that's in the Bronx, I have a feeling that kids who live in the Bronx or live like, in Harlem or whatever, that would be an easy commute for them, so then they pick that first, and that's why it goes up. But there's a lot of different specialized high schools in Brooklyn and, Manhattan, easy access stuff. Yeah, Brooklyn Tech has a lot of seats to offer, yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna cut off the chat or I'm just gonna cut off the video now. I'm gonna go eat dinner, bros. It's time to ride. So, good job today on your stuff, man. Like, really good job answering questions. Just as a quick review, remember, for this, you have to think, does the order matter or does the order not matter? And if the order matters, you need to draw out lines, and then this 3 possible, 2 possible, 1 possible. And then for pairs, if how many pairs could you do, you could just do A and then list what would go with it, and B and list what would go with it. We don't need to put C because we already have the pair of BC, and order doesn't matter. For this one, I should draw arrows. Right? Another thing is these types of questions, right, are a little bit more complex, but since the meats don't matter if it's, pepperoni and sausage or sausage and pepperoni, same thing, right? So we don't need to count it twice. Then we have this one where the order matters, and so we have to make sure that we note that there's 5 possible for the first. Then once we pick, just like with probability, no replacement. Then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. And then with probability, you have to just consider, is there a replacement or not? And if there is no replacement, you just multiply them by each other. Just make sure that denominator changes, guys. Don't get caught up saying 4 out of 10 and then 3 out of 10. Remember that they take 1 away from the bottom as well. All right. All right, Arindam is shilling for Bobby's. Yeah, I mean, study, guys. Definitely, the more you study, the better. I recommend, no matter what you're doing to study, just keep studying, keep familiar with the material, right? Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. So yeah, this is more probability stuff. And then for averages, just make sure that you update the total amount of kids and that you multiply the amount of kids by the amount of things that they have. All right, dudes, I'm going to cut this off, man, because I'm hungry, and it is time to go eat. All right, guys. So take care. I'm hopefully going to be back tomorrow. That's the game plan. Galaxy Unicorn. There will be more streams. Just keep on a lookout, like in the afternoon. If I'm going to do a stream, I'll probably give you guys a heads up for like an hour or so, and I'll be like, oh, I'm coming on in the next hour or whatever, so you guys can like make sure that you chill it out. Oh, thanks, man. All right, so yeah, tell your friends about the channel. I'm trying to get my subscribers up this October. Keep studying, and if you guys, while you're studying, have any questions, just drop a comment or whatever, and I can totally help you guys. All right, dude, so I will see you later, man. Keep it classy.